Hi, it's Marissa. The two poems I chose was Hug of War and Rain. I thought that both of these poems showcase the element of what makes a good children poem. The one that everyone thinks that the techniques that everyone uses to make a good poem, and what I personally believe. Hug of War is about choosing kindness over conflict. It is showcasing that instead of like spreading hate and being mean to each other, why not like hug and be together and just be kind to everyone else, and that's how the world should be. And I really like that topic because we really need it now. So it really like struck a chord with me. And then in Rain, I interpret it as a person going through like loss or feeling loss or a like significant change in their life, and they don't feel the same and they don't think they'll ever will. And so I think that is just also striking a chord with me because that's how I feel lately. So that's why I chose both of these poems. I noticed that there's a lot of similarities and differences between the poems, but both of them showcase in a completely different manner, which I really like. In Hug of War and Rain, they both use the rhyming technique, which is very popular with poems, so that's not very shocking. But they use the same rhyming pattern, which is the ABCB, which means that one line will like end with rain, and then it will skip a line that doesn't rhyme, and then the other line will like go with like pain, and that way those two rhyme, but then the other middle line does not. So both of them do that. And then it's also, they repeat words. Like in Hug of War, they use the word and a lot. Like in every line is like and. But then also in Rain, they use the word and, but then I. So there's definitely repetition when it comes to repeated words like that, and they both use that type of technique. Um, I think that some of the differences is that Rain uses onomatopoeia, which is a sound that imitates a sound. The example is when he describes rain, he calls it slishy slosh, and that showcases that not it's not actually a word, but it imitates a sound. And then I also believe that Rain uses personification because I imagine it as like a person like going through the motions and like going through a traumatic thing in their life, and how they say that the rain is rich into their brain and they can never feel the same. I just thought of a person dealing like with grief or dealing with a breakup or anything traumatic that makes them not feel like themselves anymore. I think that the author of the poem really used personification to reflect that, and I think they did it very beautifully. Also, the one that didn't, another contrast that Hug of War did not do was use a constant. They use a constant with the word OW, which is like they use the word low and then they use the word like slow or something like that, and that way those two connect. And the other poem did not do that. But I think that both of these poems really showcase the good elements of being a poem because they use the most popular techniques, and they use them in switch them in a different way that will reflect the poem that they're trying, or the theme that they're trying to come across. So I thought that was really nice.